We're now halfway into the season, so it's perhaps a good time to look at how far some of the summer signings have come. While a good number of them have proven to be great investments in such a short time, like Hugo Ekitike, Luis Diaz and Granit Xhaka, some others seem like nothing more than a waste of money so far. Today we're focused on players who fall into the latter category. These are the 10 worst signings of the 2025 summer transfer window. We'll start with Alexander Isak. It's just impossible to argue with this one. Everything surrounding his signing, along with everything that's happened after, makes him arguably the worst signing of the season. Despite having already signed Hugo Ekitike earlier in the window, Liverpool insisted on adding Isak to that attack. It didn't seem like the most brilliant idea at the time, as they were the exact same profile, but the Reds insisted upon it, and it's turned out to be a really terrible decision. They spent £125 million on the Swedish striker to make him the most expensive player in the history of English football and the third most expensive player in football history. With that amount spent on him, everyone expected that he would hit the ground running, but the reality was far from that. In trying to force his way out of Newcastle, he refused to train and join them for pre-season. So when he joined Liverpool on the final day of the window, he was rusty and naturally needed time to regain rhythm, but that took much longer than expected. From being the most prolific striker in the Premier League last season, Isak now looks so lost and has managed just 3 goals for Liverpool in 16 appearances. Those are terrible numbers. And just when he finally scored in a big game against Spurs, and everyone thought that might be the start of great things for him, he picked up an injury which will now force him to miss a huge part of the second half of the season. All of these things have come together to make him one of the outright worst signings of the summer. But while Isak was forcing his way out of Newcastle, Yoan Wissa was forcing his way into Newcastle, and both of them have ended up pretty bad. With full context, you see how bad this signing has been. Wissa is a 29-year-old who had just one more year on his Brentford contract. Newcastle could have waited and got him for free next summer, but they decided to pay £50 million for him. Guess what? He didn't make a single appearance for Newcastle until December because of a knee injury. He's now back, but his minutes are still being managed as he hasn't played in a long time. So basically, Newcastle just paid £50 million for 6 months of football from a 29-year-old that they could have got for free next summer. This definitely has all the ingredients that make a bad signing. But of course, we couldn't do this video without mentioning Florian Wirtz. When you spend over £100 million on an attacking player, you expect him to be involved in the goals one way or another, but that has not been the case for Wirtz. He still hasn't scored a single goal for Liverpool, and it took him 6 months to record his first Premier League assist. To be fair, on some days he's brilliant, but more often than not he's looked absolutely lost. If this was an academy graduate, this would have been excusable, but for a £100 million signing? Nah, that's really bad. Slot has tried him in different positions, but he hasn't looked super brilliant in any. Some say that he looks so bad because the 10 role is being phased out. Others say it's because the Premier League is just a lot more physical than the Bundesliga. Whatever the reason is, the fact is that Wirtz right now is one of the worst signings of the summer. Now, from a player who joined Liverpool to one who left Liverpool, let's talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Walking away from his boyhood club for free was surely not very great for his reputation in the first place. So naturally, he had to do so much more to prove that he indeed made the right decision. Well, so far he has not done half of what was required. First of all, he's not even a starter at Real Madrid, with Dani Carvajal ahead of him in the pecking order. Secondly, his time in Spain has been marred by injuries. He missed 7 games due to a hamstring injury he suffered in September, and he's missed an extra 5 games and will still miss more due to a muscle tear. Yes, this transfer cost Real Madrid only €10 million, but he gets paid over €320,000 every week, and he was a high-profile signing with a lot of expectations. So when things have gone the way they've gone, it's okay to call it out as a bad signing. Trent's move to Real Madrid has been so bad that he's at real risk of missing out on a place in the 2026 World Cup.
Hello YouTube family, Merry Christmas and a huge Happy New Year to all of you. With the 2026 World Cup on the way, the energy in the football world is already building, and we are thrilled to be sharing it with this amazing community. To celebrate, we have lined up some holiday surprises in the Goal 90 shop. A bunch of your favourite jerseys are already up to 50% off, shipping is on us, and And because you are part of our YouTube fam, you can grab an extra 10% off with the code YouTubeFam. Thanks for all the love and support. 2026 is going to be massive. Let's enjoy every moment together.
Another Englishman who belongs on this list is Liam Delap. When you buy a striker, you expect goals. When he doesn't produce anything, he's a bad signing. It's a pretty simple and straightforward formula. Delap still hasn't scored a single Premier League goal for Chelsea. On top of that, he's missed the majority of the season for different reasons. He missed 10 games because of the hamstring injury he sustained in September, missed a game because of a red card he got on his first game back from injury, and he's missed 4 games and will still miss more due to the shoulder injury he sustained against Bournemouth in December. You look at Delap and you feel Chelsea would have been much better if they didn't sign him and kept Nicholas Jackson instead. Delap has been so bad this season that folks are already calling him the latest victim of the infamous Chelsea number 9 curse. Before we talk about another young England player, let's quickly discuss Anthony Elanga. When Newcastle paid £55 million for a player with the 3rd most assists in the Premier League last season, they surely expected that he would come in and really elevate the team, but he has been so far from that level since he joined them. He has failed to score in his first 25 games for Newcastle across all competitions. In these 25 games, he has only managed 2 assists, 1 in the Champions League and 1 in the Premier League. Elanga has been so bad for Newcastle that Eddie Howe lost patience with him and demoted him to the bench. Jacob Murphy, who Elanga was supposed to replace, now has more goals and more assists than Elanga. Now, the other young English player on this list is Jobe Bellingham. He moved to Dortmund in the summer and his Club World Cup campaign wasn't bad, but the moment the regular season began, everything started to go downhill. In one game, the coach took him off at half-time and the player's father, who was displeased, went to have a word with the club's sporting director. This forced the club to send a stern warning to parents to stay away from the dressing room from that point on, and we're pretty sure it did nothing to help make life easier for the young man. Since then, things haven't gotten any better for Jobe. He started just 5 league games this season and he ended the year in the worst possible way by picking up a red card against Freiburg. Things have been so bad for him that many are predicting that he's already played his last game for Dortmund, as there are rumours linking him to a premature exit from the club in January. Bellingham's transfer feels a little worse because he could have easily stayed back at Sunderland and he'd probably be having a great season right now. But his parents were just desperate for him to follow in the footsteps of his older brother, which has landed him in this unpleasant situation. Now, the next one is super interesting because it's only a loan deal, but it's surely worth mentioning. Harvey Elliott has easily been one of the worst signings of the season. He moved to Aston Villa on loan in the summer and it was expected that he would shine brighter at a smaller club, but that has been far from the case. It appears that Unai Emery has not been impressed by the player, as he's hardly used him. In fact, Elliott has not made Villa's Premier League squad since October, and it's expected that his loan deal will be cut short and he'll be leaving Birmingham in the January window. It has simply been really bad. Another summer signing that has simply been bad is that of Jonathan David. Yes, he was a free signing, but boy has it been underwhelming. As a striker, he was brought in to score goals, but he's just not been doing that often enough. The Canadian scored just 1 goal in his first 15 Serie A games. And guess what? That came in the opening game of the season. What this means is that he's not scored in 14 league games. That is just terrible. He hardly even starts anymore. He has only started 6 of the 16 games Juventus have played in the Serie A this season. This is definitely not good. We'll now wrap up with James Trafford. This one's not a bad transfer because of his performances, but more because the whole thing has just been an absolute disaster. In the summer, Trafford rejected every other club for Man City with the belief that he'll be the number 1. City then agreed to a £31 million transfer with Burnley, making him the most expensive British goalkeeper in history. After starting the first 3 games of the season, Donnarumma suddenly became available. City went all out for him, and just like that, Trafford was relegated to backup. That right there instantly made it a horrible signing for all parties. City paid that much money for a goalkeeper who's only been sitting on the bench. And as for Trafford, he could have been playing a lot more often if he'd have moved to Newcastle instead, for example. His move to City could also affect his chances of going to the World Cup with England. And considering Donnarumma's just 26, there's not much hope for Trafford in the future. The only realistic solution is for him to leave the club as soon as he can. Now it's time to hear from from you guys. Do you agree with our list? Who would you replace? Also, who would you say is the single worst signing of the 2025 summer? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so that you never miss out on new content. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 Try-Under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now.
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.